And I don't mean to be rude, but I have to be honest with you. Please stop asking me questions. Don't ask me questions. Are we finished? It's right there, so it's here.
I can do the interview like this if you want, Janet, if that'll make you more comfortable.
We could do it like that. Hi.
I was going to say it's the right way up, but... Oh, yes.
There we go.
That's the one.
Perfect. Don't touch.
Is that okay for you guys?
Don't touch. Don't touch.
Hurry up and
Janet Jackson, welcome to Heart's Evening Show. How are you?
I'm all over the place. Yeah, we're in the middle of preparing for tonight's show, and I have to go and do sound check and all that good juicy stuff.
Well, we feel very lucky that you've taken some time out of your very busy schedule to talk to us, Janet. Now, I would usually ask my guests what they'd be up to in the evening. You're obviously very busy at the moment with your tour. But Janet, if you did have the evening to yourself, what would you usually be up to?
I'd be in the bed. I'd either be in the bed or the guys would invite me to have a drink.
Now, the last time you were here to perform, it was actually in 2019. I'm wondering, Janet, do you have something you really like to do when you're here in the UK? Or do you have like a cool memory from one of your past visits?
Oh my gosh, I think my past visits, Top of the Pops, going to do that show a lot.
Yeah.
And us all hanging out, the dancers and myself. Just seeing some friends that are from London and visiting my favorite restaurants, that kind of thing.
I wasn't trying to get the names of your favorite restaurants, by the way. It sounded like I was trying to get, like I was trying to sneak. Because I wouldn't. If someone asked me what my favorite restaurant is, like, you have to find it yourself.
No. I wouldn't tell you anyway.
I love that. Now, Janet, I did something a little bit naughty. I don't know if this counts as spoilers, but I went online, I had a look at what the set list was going to look like for the new tour. And you're reminded so quickly, you have given us so many timeless classics over the years, multiple different eras, there's constant reinventing yourself. Do you have a favourite part of your show, or maybe a song that you enjoy performing in particular?
I enjoy them all, but the ones that are not as serious, because we sometimes can clown around a bit on stage, and that's fun for me. So it's not always so serious. It's the hardest show that I've done in a very long time. We've all been talking about that. Some of the guys have been with me since 2006. And it's the hardest tour we've done, but it's a fun show though.
Wow, it sounds like it. And do different songs get a different reaction depending on where you are in the world? Have you noticed that happen?
Of course. I think there are some songs that speak more to different cities than others, even though I'm still in the States, like in, say, being in Detroit versus being in Utah. The reaction of the songs. I'm very fortunate that they all get a great reaction, but then the crowd will go up for more for another song than one that you would think would be more obvious for them to go up on.
How do you look after yourself on the road? Are you like up at 6 a.m, yoga, bit of granola, or is it a little bit more relaxed than that?
You kind of live out of your suitcase being on tour. So it's not an easy life. You have to really love it, and you make it fun. But I have a team of people that help me as well, from obviously my assistants to my trainer, to the masseuse, and she's an early riser as well. So if I'm up at 4 a.m, she's already awake, and we'll get in a nice massage before the day starts.
So that's the key, is to surround yourself with fellow early risers. That's what it is.
Or people that don't mind being bugged. Give them Are you awake? That's what Terry always says to me. What am I supposed to say? No.
I am
when
now.
You say, are you awake? Yeah, I am now. What do you need?
You're about to give us some unforgettable memories. Thousands of people are so excited to see you on stage, Janet. Do you have an artist that you've seen perform that really stayed with you, that perhaps blew you away?
I have to exclude family.
Yeah, all right, let's exclude family. Okay.
Because that obviously that spoke to me first. Seeing my brothers, my sisters, my cousin Stevie, seeing him perform, it was a huge inspiration. Earth, Wind, and Fire. My brothers would often take me with them when they would go to concerts. And I remember seeing Earth, Wind, and Fire as a kid. Whew, just unforgettable. I'll never forget that.
That was the vibe.
Really blew me away. Just the musicianship, and then the body of work. I loved it, absolutely loved it. And then I remember seeing Prince when I was in my early 20s, and he did some songs that I wasn't that familiar with and didn't do songs that I was familiar with. And I thought, if I ever perform on this level, I don't want to do that. I want to at least do songs that people are familiar with for sure.
Quite a few artists talk about the impact you've had on their styles, their careers. Beyonce, Mariah Carey, Christina Aguilera, Usher, Neo. That's just like naming a few. And you really can't talk about pop music and music influence and not mention Janet Jackson. Do you ever think about the impact you've had and what it's like to be this like permanent part of pop and music history?
You know, I don't. Unless someone brings it to me and says, you've been the soundtrack to my life. I get a lot, and helped me through a point in my life where I was very confused, or you've saved my life.
That's incredible. I've got some big sisters you helped them get through quite a lot of breakups, Janet. I know, because I had a bedroom on the other side of them.
That's good. That's good.
And finally, Janet, this is a question I like to ask all of my guests. It's just a bit of fun, just a bit of tongue in cheek. It's called Please Stop Asking Me. It's the question you feel like comes up quite a lot in your chats and your interviews. Maybe people stop you in the street and ask you this quite a lot. And you just feel at this point in your career, you've probably answered it enough. The answers are out there. People want to know. Do you have a question that is a please stop asking me that you feel like maybe just comes up a little bit too much?
Ooh, and I don't mean to be rude, but I have to be honest with you. Please stop asking me questions. And I don't mean that because I've never thought that I was I gave a good interview. I really don't like speaking. So I'd rather stay quiet and listen to other people talk. And that's always been me. So I'd rather just be quiet and listen to others. So, don't ask me questions. Are we finished?
Well, I mean, if it means anything, Janet, this is one of my favorite interviews I've ever done in my whole life. And thank you so much for talking to us, Janet. We are so excited about your tour. Tickets are on sale right now for Janet Jackson's Together Again tour. Janet, thank you so much for talking to us. I'm so over the moon with that. Thank you for taking the time. I really appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you.
And we'll see you in a few months.
I was getting ready to say, do I get the opportunity to meet you?
I mean, I will clear my schedule for you, Janet, if you come over when you're here in the UK. Yes, I'll come and say hello.
I'd like that.
Awesome.